The S&P 500 is now up more than 20% this year, but Callaway Golf has not participated in that rally. Shares are down more than 15% this year, and the company sees a third quarter loss of 25 cents a share. Here to talk about the company's future and the economic pressures on golf is George Fellows, president and CEO of the company, probably best known for making Big-Bertha clubs. George, welcome to Bloomberg.
Thank you.
So let me ask you first about the gaming habits of golfers. Are the days of lavish spending when banks would entertain their clients, employees at golf tournaments over because of the economic downturn? Do you expect them to return? I
think it'll return. You have to put it in perspective. This is just another means of gaining business, if you will. I think people don't understand the extent to which golf really represents a tremendous employment opportunity. I mean, we employ millions of people around the world. The industry itself generates a huge amount of business, and several billions of dollars worth of charitable funds are raised as a consequence of all of these tournaments. So they tend to characterize it in a fairly negative way because of the economy, but the reality is golf does a lot of good.
Has any of that been partly to blame for the tough quarter you had in the forecast for the fourth quarter?
Well, I think the overall golf business, as are many businesses, down because of the economy. So certainly the category has declined rather markedly over the course of this year, and the fact that there has been less corporate participation, all that has certainly impacted the business in '09. But I think we're cautiously optimistic that it's beginning to come back.
You must read the analyst reports on Callaway.
I do.
Indeed. So they're saying you experienced significant gross margin deterioration due to increased promotional activity and a change in mix to lower-priced equipment. So was that the wrong strategy?
No, quite the contrary. I think because of the uncertainty facing the industry at the beginning of the year, I think we were quite concerned that since we are an optional purchase, if you will, we're certainly deferrable, that too many people, because of their uncertainty, would pass on the season entirely. So we thought by providing a proper amount of promotional incentive to them, we would get people off their hands. And in fact, we did that to a significant degree, even though the overall decline was still substantial.
So people weren't buying the $300, $400 drivers. Is that Big-Bertha? Or spending nearly $1,000 for a new bag of clubs?
Yes, I think there was a significant impact on the business, and I think the category was down anywhere between 15 and 20%, depending on the piece of the category. And on top of that, there was a fair amount of inventory reduction on the part of the trade. So it was a year that was impacted.
So what is the most popular top-selling club right now for you?
Of ours? Well, Big-Bertha right now is, I think, our Big-Bertha. Diablo, I'm sorry.
Oh, is that your guest today?
That's my guest over here. Diablo is certainly our best-selling club at this particular point in time. We are a #1 player in the iron business. We are a #2 player in woods. We're #1 in putters. I mean, we're a significant factor, and we've gained substantial share this year, partly because of the aggressive promotional activity.
How much does Diablo cost?
Well, Diablo driver is $299.
Okay, so that's kind of high end.
We're not allowed to say what it generally sells for $299. The suggested price is higher than that.
So do you find that golfers are cutting down playing time, finding places to cut their game costs? Are they cutting their time on the links, or are they finding ways to cut costs to add to the game? In other words, we interviewed a CEO of a company that's having the best year of his life by selling used golf balls. So are people buying used clubs, and is that hurting business?
Well, I think the used club business is also down. The interesting fact is that overall rounds year to year are flat. Through August, the same number of rounds. But I think what we're seeing is that people are staying closer to home. So home courses are doing better than courses that are away. People are traveling less, and yes, they're looking for less expensive ways to play.
And golf, I'm sure you know, just accepted as an Olympic sport. This has to be good for business.
Very exciting. We think last time golf was in the Olympics was in 1904, and we think it's going to have a material effect on the business, particularly internationally, and 50% of our revenues are international, but we think it will also positively affect participation in the U.S. as well.
Let me ask you about your stock. You know you got a couple downgrades in the last week or so. Do you think that's warranted? They're citing valuation.
If I really had a good handle on exactly what's going on in the marketplace, I'd probably be sitting in your chair. No, I think everybody's a little concerned about where the industry is going, but I can tell you that we certainly, and I think most of the trade partners that we deal with, are looking forward to '10 in a cautiously optimistic way. We think the industry is coming back.
George Fellows, CEO of Callaway Golf. My last question: are you a scratch golfer? yourself?
And I scratch myself when I golf. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good golfer.
I think that's so interesting. In the break, you told me that you spend more time in the office than on the links.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I think a lot of your customers are happy to hear that.
I
Mr.
hope so.
Fellows, many thanks.